So, once again, I'm gonna say sorry. It's been a while since I've been able. Fuck it. I get to these when I can, and if I can't do them once a week, sorry. But in our Geek Week on YouTube, I present to you my top 13 upcoming video games I am most excited for. But since I don't have any really good technological equipment, such as a good computer, at all, I'm going to instead show you the top 13 in pictures, paper, yeah. Pretty lowbrow. Well, not lowbrow, but yeah, you know what I mean. Retro. Number 13. Halo 5. Well, the Halo series has always been a big product in the Microsoft Corporation with Xbox. It was probably the original reason why that people started to buy the Xbox, actually, with Halo Combat Evolved. And I'm sure all of you, as well as I, saw the trailer at the 2013 E3, which kind of looked like a desert setting. I thought at first it was like Star Wars or something, and then I saw Master Chief and I was like, what? But the reason why this is so low on the list is because I'm not really going to be getting the Xbox One for the reasons I've listed before, and other reasons I've yet to list, but I've ranted enough about that. So let's see. Oh yeah, and the reason it's top 13 is because I like to disprove that the number 13 is bad luck. Because it was just the day that the Knights Templar were slaughtered. So yeah, disproving. Number 12, Titanfall. I'm sure all of you, as well as I, saw the Microsoft press conference at E3 for this and thought, what the fuck? While there was an interesting amount of games from Microsoft at that press conference, because there was actually games, none of them were really eye-catching. I mean, some of the Metal Gear Solid fans would probably be interested in 5, but I've never really been part of the series, so I couldn't really cut into that. But when I saw the trailer for Titanfall, I was very surprised, and it looked like a very interesting and fun game to play. It kind of looked like a mixture between Call of Duty and Halo. Of course, it does help that the former people from Infinity Ward, who were kicked out due to a lawsuit against Activision for Activision screwing them over in money, are part of the new Respawn Entertainment thing, and are the developers of the group. And one of the reasons why it's so low on the list for me is because it's both on the Xbox One, but it is on PC. If it was enough for me to get on PC, that would be a whole thing. But because it's published by EA, the company that's been voted the most hated company in the world twice, yeah, it's gonna take some coercing. Number 11, Destiny. Destiny is from the remnants of Bungie after they've been done with the Halo series for what, like 3 years ago? For 3 years now? It is their first game to date since Halo came out. And it looks pretty interesting. It kind of looks like a mixture between World of Warcraft and Halo. Surprise, surprise. And although I saw some of the gameplay footage at E3, and the whole looting concept, which is pretty good. One of the problems with MMOs is that people have always been able to just come in and take the loot you just earned from a quest and whatnot. Destiny, they won't be able to go in. You are the only ones who see the loot and are able to acquire it, which is pretty good. And the fact that it's on pretty much all systems except for the Wii U helps too. Number 10, Watch Dogs. Now here's an upcoming video game I originally wasn't excited for until I saw the Sony press conference back in February with the unveiling of the PlayStation 4. Well, the format and all that for PlayStation 4, not the actual console. And I grew to like it. When I saw the trailer at E3 for it, it looked really interesting. The graphics in were amazing, the gameplay footage was pretty good. And the way you're able to hack in anything, including the lights on the street lights, kind of gives it a George Orwell 1984 feel. Not to mention it's pretty close to real life considering what's been going on with Prism, but I've said enough about that as it is right now. But it is probably the first game I will play on the PS4 when it comes out and when I purchase my PS4, which I have pre-ordered, and I'm hoping it has good games when it first comes out. Number 9, I don't have a picture for because there isn't really that much information for it. But number 9 is the upcoming Legend of Zelda game that was announced for the Wii U console by Nintendo. They haven't really divulged much about it. All we know is that they said they would be bringing a home console version of The Legend of Zelda for the Wii U. And I'm pretty excited for that, as long as they don't make the motion controls required. It would be fine if they just make certain aspects of the game motion control, but to have the game be required to use motion control all the time really doesn't sit well with me. That's why I haven't played Skyward Sword, because I absolutely despise motion controls. And any number of my friends know that to be true. So, somewhat skeptical, but hopeful for the future, and hoping they integrate both regular joystick controls and motion controls. That I would be fine with. Number 8. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. This is considered a direct sequel to A Link to the Past, which was one of the third game to come out for the Legend of Zelda series, and by far one of the most well-known. It came to me as a surprise that they would actually make a sequel for that. I mean, the game ended so well, and it's the first known sequel to any of the Legend of Zelda games, excluding the little DS games for Legend of Zelda that were pretty much from the Windwaker universe. But I don't really count those since I haven't played them. But it looks good. When I get a 3DS and when I get that will be great. I really am looking forward to that. Number 7. South Park: The Stick of Truth. This one has been kind of in development limbo for the past 2 or 3 years, ever since its announcement back in late 2011, early 2012, and due to the bankruptcy of THQ, the host company for the game. But it looks exactly like anything you would expect from a South Park game. It's funny, it's witty, it's gross. Big fat owl enveloping some small child in his anus. Yeah, sounds about right for South Park. And it's RPG based. And unlike the N64 South Park games, it actually looks pretty good. I know I will pre-order it as soon as we get a release date, and I will probably get it on the PS4. Big surprise. Number 7. Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus. Now, the Ratchet & Clank series has been a series dear to my heart ever since the original PlayStation 2 game. In fact, it was probably the original PlayStation 2 game that got me interested in PlayStation 2 in general. And was at an after-school program that I was going to at the time, where one of the kids in the big kids room thing we had came and brought in his PlayStation 2 and Ratchet & Clank, the original game. He then proceeded to blow my mind. This was a character that had a near limitless amount of weapons, each with a, well, not limitless, but you know what I mean. Each with a unique skill, like turning people into ducks, making people disco, and controlling a home-guided missile. So, of course, I was interested, being 11 or 12 and wanted to blow shit up. Yeah, very much so. And unlike the Ratchet & Clank games we've had in the past year or two, it is a traditional Ratchet & Clank, where you control Ratchet like you normally do with the wrench and the guns, unlike the 4-person thing that was All for One and some of the other spin-offs, which, yeah, give me my classic. And plus, I'm not a big fan of the cartoony look they gave them in those games, and I hope they do go back to the traditional look of Ratchet and the others. Especially Captain Quark with his ass chin. I want more ass chin face. Ass chin face. Huh. I thought for a second there I was going to make a pun for Ashton Kutcher, but nah, too easy. Number 6. Super Smash Brothers. As a longtime Nintendo fan, up until the Wii, which like I said, I don't like motion controls, I had played the Super Smash Bros. Games and had a lot of fun with them. Unfortunately, I didn't have that many friends to play with me at my house. Yeah, that's depressing. So I didn't really get the whole effects unless I was going over to my cousin's house and kicking their ass. But the fact that they're making it both on the Wii U and the 3DS is very, very interesting. And will allow a lot more multiplayer opportunities as well as portability. Plus, I want to be able to go play as Mega Man and go on Rush and kick ass. Though I'll probably just stick with Zelda and turn to Sheik. What number am I? Oh yeah, number 5. I think 5. I've lost track. It's hard keeping up when you're explaining these games so much. The Elder Scrolls Online. Originally, I was not a huge Elder Scrolls fan until around a year ago, when I played Skyrim for the first time. And not even 2 hours in the game, I was hooked. I mean, seriously, I was playing Skyrim from 10 a.m. in the morning to 3 a.m. at night, every night for a week. Admittedly, my interest has gone down somewhat, but I'm still going back, I'm still completing the quest, and it's still a good game, and I'm liking the concept of a multiplayer version of that to play with my friends. In fact, I was wondering about that with Skyrim. Why wasn't this multiplayer? But it did have a little bit more of a charm with it being just single player. But I am hopeful for this, and I am quite hyped. Let's see. Oh, no, I know. I'm at 3. Legend of Zelda: The Windwaker HD. Pretty much my favorite Legend of Zelda game on the home console. Yes, I said my favorite. Ocarina of Time is close, but I think Wind Waker is a better game. Prepare the troll comments, I guess. Yeah. When I heard about this, I was both excited and skeptical, once again, because of motion controls. I was like, oh god, how will they fuck this up with motion controls? And the fact that they brought back Tingle. Yeah, everybody's favorite pedo fairy thing. But I am planning on getting a Wii U, so this will probably be among the games I first get. So, Legend of Zelda fans, get it. Plus, the HD graphics look pretty good. I mean, the cell shading for the original was pretty timeless looking, and a lot of people disliked that. They thought the game was too kiddie because of that, and I don't think they gave it a fair chance. It had a unique style all its own, while still retaining the Legend of Zelda qualities from past games, and I think it really had the best atmosphere out of all of them. It really had me feel more emotion for the game, which I didn't get from a lot of other Legend of Zelda games. So, yeah, Wind Waker. Number 2, Final Fantasy 15. Admittedly, I haven't been a Final Fantasy fan growing up. I haven't really been a huge fan of turn-based RPGs, with the exceptions of Pokemon and whatnot. But when I saw the trailer at E3 this year, I was blown away. I was seriously blown away by this game. The gameplay was seamless. The graphics were amazing. And it really gave you a nice feel. And this probably will be the first Final Fantasy game I will have bought at launch, at release. Yeah, since it's not console. And will probably start to make me like Final Fantasy again. So, for those of you who say I'm hating on RPGs or Final Fantasy, I'm not. I like what I like. Who am I kidding? I haven't liked all of them. I think Titus is kind of Titus too, but Cloud's kind of a whiny emo git. Leon was okay. He was a lot quieter, so you can get with it. Titus, oh my god, Titus. That laugh. God, it's like nails on a chalkboard every time I see it. And 13, I've heard a lot of bad reviews, but actually lately I've been thinking of actually getting the game and playing it, considering I do like the storyline concept from what I've heard. So I'll probably get that. And my number one upcoming game I am most looking forward to, drumroll please. My friends probably saw this coming. Kingdom Hearts 3. Words cannot describe my love for the Kingdom Hearts series. To me, one thing I've said before is it has the best aspects of nostalgia and gameplay. And everything about the series seems to work on an emotional level. Everything. To me, Kingdom Hearts is very near to my heart. Yeah, I know. Pun intended there. And is probably the game I have wanted to see the most out of all of them. Out of absolutely all of them. And I have waited 8 long years since Kingdom Hearts 2 to see a sequel. While I have played some of the spin-offs like Birth by Sleep, 358 Days Over 2, Recoded, which does not need to exist, not Chain of Memories, I don't like card-based. I have heard that these games weren't just implemented to convolute the storyline even more than it already is, but also to kind of test out new gameplay. Like, a lot of people like Dream Drop Distance for its sliding mechanic, how Sora and Riku could, like, bounce off of walls and stuff and go along the levels a lot faster. I haven't personally played the game, so I can't really put my 2 cents into that, but I could see how people would enjoy that. And I think they really will put that into it, from what we've seen in the demo version of Kingdom Hearts 3 with the unveiling where Sora jumps onto the wall and jumps back off. They probably will retain some of the best features from the games they've made in the past, as well as the multiplayer aspect. And I don't mean like online multiplayer, I mean like you get to play as different people besides Sora, like in Birth by Sleep. My guess is you'll be able to play as Sora, Riku, and King Mickey at first, and then once you unlock the other Keyblade Masters, you'll be able to play as the rest. But I would talk more about it, but I've decided to put that into a separate video altogether once I can start editing. But those are my top 13 upcoming games I'm most excited for, and I hope you are as excited as I am. This has been a good year for video games. Well, good video games, not consoles. And this is Riley Percival Miller, signing off.